welcome back once again. So we are going to have our the briefing, and this briefing will cover everything that you wanted to know before the start. Those of you who have done treks with us, or you have trekked in the high altitude, you must be aware of a bit of it. But during the course of next 1 hour, we will be talking in detail about each and every factors. The whole purpose of this briefing is to let you know not only about the trek itself, but also to make you aware what trekking is and how we look at trekking as such. So our briefing will be covered with initially with all of our introduction. The best thing about this group right now is everybody knows the name of each other already. Yes? Yeah. That's true. Otherwise, on the first day, the introduction, making everyone to understand the names and everything is a little of a challenge. So yeah, so we will. I think that will mostly is not there. Post that, we will be talking about our 4 pillars, basically our values, which will actually connect with all the information related to the trek itself. We all know our names, but थोड़ा सा डिटेल में थोड़ा एक दूसरे को जानने की कोशिश करेंगे. I hope all of you are comfortable with English, Hindi. Nobody has got any problem as such. Cool. Okay. And yes, whenever any question is asked, please say yes or no. It makes me understand whether I'm passing the right information. Okay. Yes. Yes. Thank you. Thank you so much. So let's start with our introduction. So just share your name. Where are you from? What do you do? Why did you choose Dayara Bugyal? Okay, and maybe you can share something, maybe your hobbies, something that you do, because this is a small group, so we have to entertain each other. Okay, so anything that you are very good at, or something that you want to become, then we can help you around with within the team itself. So, shall we start with Tina? Yeah.
Yeah, hi everyone, I'm Tina and I'm from Kolkata. So currently I work at an online business which I work on, and you can say I'm a freelancer. And also I have chose this trek because after researching the IndiaHikes site, I found that as a beginner this trek would be like suitable for me. Also, not only that, I found the views and going to the videos. I found that I like to go through meadows and I like those kind of views. So I thought that this trek would be suitable for me at this moment. Also, so that's why I chose this trek mainly. And regarding my hobbies, I like to travel, needless to say. Also, I like to blog a bit, but I'm already not very consistent in uploading the blogs. But nonetheless, every trip I blog in my own way. So, yeah, that's it.
So, where do you put your blog? You have a website?
I have a YouTube channel.
You have a YouTube channel?
Yeah. So I have put a few blogs over there. As and when I get time, I just keep on uploading. I like to blog and I do it out of passion. I like to make videos.
I think you have got a partner in this group.
No, he does it in a much more professional way, and he has all the equipment. So I just do it on my phone and totally. It's just raw footage that I work on.
She has something she hasn't known also that never tries.
Once tried that until the neighbor's house.
Yeah, she did. So after that incident, she never tried again. Drones went and landed in the neighbor's and the person actually got scared. But he also got scared.
So after that, I stopped flying that drone and still lying there. So I want to go back to flying that later on sometime. But yeah, some funny incidents related to that. So yeah, more or less, I like documenting all my travels, no matter in what form. I like to document them. So that's about my hobby. Yeah, also like this I want to mention also, I was into the corporate sector. So recently I just quit my job because I on my
Disconnected.
YouTube channel. So I thought that starting with travel with IndiaHikes would be a good option for me because it's very organized. As she has also, my sister has also traveled with them. I have got also. So that's why I went for IndiaHikes.
I hope you'll make great memories during this trek, and I welcome you to the Himalayas.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hello everyone, this is Ria here. So I'm her sister, and this is my second trek. Before this, Sandalpur was my first trek with IndiaHikes. So obviously, as I told you, it was awesome, beyond my expectations. First of all, I was supposed to go in the month of, 2020 I was supposed to go, but then for COVID it couldn't happen. So then I chose to go for it again in this year. So I completed it, but the weather was like this. It was not clear, and we didn't have snow as well. It was only frost. So, but the temperature was like -8 or something like that.
-8.
Yeah, -7, -8 something in the night. And because Sandalpur, as it is, it's breezy. So that was it. But yeah, I enjoyed it very much. So continuing that, I was initially planning for Kedarkantha in October. So then after I returned, she said that no, I want to go somewhere. So I said, see, I think trek would be much better than going somewhere and just chilling out. So that's how we came to decide for this trip that we planned, and overall this is my fifth trip of the year. So before this I went to Gangtok, Sikkim. There also I found this type of snow only. That was very good. Before that, Ooty in the beginning of the year, and Ranchi, Pathrakundi, that also we went together. So these travelings have been there. That was my target for this year, that I will travel as much as possible. And there's a story for that, not a story, but my life incident. I went through depression since 2017. So many hardships I had to go through. I tried and tried. I failed a couple of times. There were times I tried to end my life also, but then somehow she was there, my father, and both of them supported me very much. And I don't know, maybe when someone is going through depression, everything feels obviously bad. But initially, when I kept pulling myself, I saw that the way falls itself, the way it creates. If we keep hope and move on, the way itself is there, it happens. So that's how I just push myself each day. So I don't know how suddenly I just got back the energy again. I am just enjoying everything. Before that I left my job also. That was another relaxation. So after that again I thought, what did I do? I left my job. That again came and into that sadness. So after that again things fell in line. I realized, okay, I can do this. I shouldn't do that. I can do this. So that's how I'm figuring out now. Before I used to work as a content writer. Now I know graphic designing also. So I thought I'm switching. Then what will happen? People don't generally retain people who are switching. So now I realize that I have two positive points. Because I know graphic designing also, I know content writing also. So both combined together is needed, and that works. I'm working well in that. Besides, I have been very keen about craft, creative things since my childhood. So that's why I keep doing something or the other, craft or something. So now I started with this candle making. So I'm planning to expand it more. So let's see what happens. That is also my hobby, like doing something creative. Apart from traveling, traveling is obviously I love traveling. I have been traveling since my childhood for my father. My father also loves traveling. I have been to major places when I was a kid. Like I was telling her in the car. So in this Gangotri, Yamunotri, Leh Ladakh, everywhere I have been, but I was this little and I don't remember anything. So now I think that, oh God, I miss those experiences. Now I just crave, I want to go to Leh again, I want to go back. So that's how I keep planning. I keep myself motivated, like after this trip, I have in my mind that I'll do Kedarkantha. So that's how I keep myself motivated. Yeah, that is pretty much about it. Did I miss anything? coming or not with the smell of the ambience. I don't know, some mountain type of smell. Suppose I'm getting the fresh air smell here. Again I'm going to Ladakh and maybe I get that same kind of smell, or I feel that okay, this memory, I don't know how to explain, but it happens. I get nostalgic. But it works. I remember my childhood. Even today when I was coming, I had been in Dehradun before. So there was an earthquake when we came here last year. And we were in a petrol. That time I was a kid. I don't know when we came. She was also there. So there was an earthquake and we were in a petrol pump. So today when we were coming, I was constantly looking out for a petrol pump which was like this. I remember the petrol pump is in a curve, like in the hill, this curve is there. So this type of place. I was continuously looking if that petrol pump exists or not. So these things I keep doing. I like it. I have my own little world in my cell. Previously I thought that maybe I'm mad or something. But now I realize no, whatever I am, however I am, I'm just fine. I love myself.
That's great. Really. Awesome.
Thank you.
One more memory will be added
Yes, definitely.
into your album.
Yes.
Yeah. Maninder sir.
Hi everybody, my name is Maninder. My friends call me MJ, Maninder Juneja.
MJ.
Yeah. Okay. So I actually run a small school in Dehradun. I live in Dehradun, born and brought up there. So I've been lucky enough to be, born and brought up in Dehradun, the lap of nature.
Okay.
I love nature, I love travel, but I love mountains. So during this, last 1 year, basically in the COVID times, we had a lot of free time on our hand. Obviously because of the work, pressures were less. So I took this opportunity rather than doing something else, basically brushing up on this hobby.
Okay.
So every weekend, we go out for short trails and short hikes. So I've done in Dehradun, if you know,
Yeah,
obviously
yeah.
it was like that.
Yeah.
Many small treks which are available. I'm a member of this BTTT also. Been there, done that. They have a weekend. Every weekend they take a trek or something.
Okay.
So I've done Kipling Trail, I've done Bhadraj, and various others.
Okay.
So, but this is my first high altitude trek. Dayara Bugyal has always been, I've been wanting to do this since last so many years, but somehow or the others it never materialized. Sometimes it was through GMB, and I did not want to go and do it alone because of my first time. So sometimes it was a GMB, and so this time I thought, I have to do it. And then, one of my friends, he is also, a trekker like me. So we had coordinated, but at the last moment, not at the last moment, but he said, okay, I cannot go, work pressures are there. So I said to myself, no, what the hell, I have to go now. Even if it is alone, it's fine. So I did not know about IndiaHikes. I just Googled, yes, IndiaHikes was there. I went to the website. I found it very, informative, very, basically, your videos were very nice, very up to the mark, look very professional. So I did not bat an idea and just booked it. So here I am.
Nice. Welcome to you as well.
Thanks.
What do you tell me your hobbies, sir?
Well, I love to travel.
You love.
I love to read.
Okay.
I love music.
I think you sing as well.
A little bit, yes.
हो गया हमारे दो कैंपसाइट के लिए इवनिंग की तैयारी हुई। So welcome to you as well.
Thank you.
Yeah.
My name is Roshan Kothari. I was born in Mumbai, but I've been living in the United States for last 7 years. I work as an architect in Google in 6 months. Before that, I was at Amazon. This is my first trek. I've never been, away from my phone or internet for more than a day. This would be the longest. So that's new for me. I think I've wasted my, I would say, young self the time because I was focused in my career. I'm very competitive when it comes to anything, it's sports, education, jobs, anything. So I would, leave all of this behind. This would not be priority for me. Being number one would be the priority. I would fight, I would cry, just so that, I be the number one. That's a flaw in me, big flaw. But because of her, I've taken this chance to explore nature, which I actually think I like, but I've never done it. So I'm very excited to do this. As far as hobbies are concerned, I do travel. I like traveling, but not this kind of travel. I've not done this kind of travel, but I've traveled to a few countries, a few cities in India. I enjoy that a lot. I'm a vegetarian, so when I travel, one of the things in my list is explore all the best food places, vegetarian places. So when I came here to Dehradun, she was coordinating with all of you, and I was not paying any attention because that was not of interest to me. I said, you do that, and I'll look at all the places to eat in Dehradun. So she was not happy about that. You're doing the easy task. But yeah, so I enjoy exploring food places, cities. I like playing games, watching movies. That's how I spend my time. But yeah, that's a little bit about myself. I've been away from home for a long time. I spent some time in my. I came to Mumbai alone. I went to the United States alone. I've been away from my parents for about 10 to 15 years, I believe. And I'm not saying that it was them who asked me to go and do this. I went by my choice. I don't know if I regret it, but I wish I managed it somehow better because I lost all those years. We got married a couple of years ago, and for me to come here, this is mostly I'm doing for her because I don't want her to feel that I'm missing out on that side of life which she enjoys. So I thought, let me give it a try.
Yeah.
So far, I'm enjoying it. Let's see how it goes, and I hope to do more of these treks in the future.
Welcome to you as well. I would love to hear your thoughts after the 4 days.
Absolutely, yeah, I'll let you know.
Hi, my name is Richa. I'm a lawyer. I worked for 2 years and then I got married and moved to US. I went to college there and I'm writing my bar exam this July.
In
So,
US
yeah.
or in
Yeah, in US. So I'm a licensed attorney here. If I want to be a licensed attorney there, I need to write a bar exam.
Okay.
I did my first trek when I was 21 and a half. That was the Goichala. And I thought I was going for a summer camp. I didn't have to trek all the shoes, the clothes, the backpack or anything.
You did it with IndiaHikes, right?
Yeah. I didn't see the itinerary properly. Don't blame them. It's me who blame. And I was with my younger brother who was like 7 and half-ish, something like almost 18. Okay. He knew something was going on, like you have to do something. So I went to summer camp before that trek, and I knew summer camp like 2-3 kilometer walk earlier, and that's fine because you can. I was actually wearing the badminton shoes which are flat for Goichala. Worst mistake and the best mistake of my life. I can very much connect with her, all the depression and then having this pull in your head and everything. After doing my first trek, I just realized, I don't want to go back to that boat. Luckily, unluckily, born as girl or whatever, restrictions and everything. If I knew my calling before, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing today. So I'm just waiting for that phase of my life, like, when I get to do this, like, stop this and then, I feel like I'm home right now.
Yeah.
He probably won't, but I do. So especially like, when so we were deciding on which trek, like, from where. I was like, I've done through, trek the Himalayas in IndiaHike. He was like, take a Ponsa Chalat. I was like, if possible, I will go with IndiaHike without any question. Like, I just feel like it's home. I wish I could be standing with you there rather than sitting here. I'm like, not taking away your jobs or anything, just, I would gladly do that every single day for the rest of my life. I just love trekking so much. I've done a lot of local treks in Maharashtra, but Himalayas are Himalayas. I just cannot, like. So, same here, I always think about this trek, and sometimes randomly just before my exams, I just go on IndiaHike website, what's going on. Oh man, this is this new picture and everything. I'm in touch with all of my other, trek friends. I see their photos and everything. That's one way of keeping, myself content. At least I get to be part of this community, like, and मेरे घर पे सब मेरे को पागल बोलते हैं. Excuse me, okay. I was like, attitude. You don't understand. There are people who understand me. Yeah, so I was like, I know there is this community that understands me. That's a community I was born in. This is a community I choose to be part of. So, when I'm here, I just feel, whole. So, that's me.
That's one
She went on a trek just a few weeks before her wedding, alone.
40 days before my wedding. I was like, if I don't go to this, I don't think I'll be happy this.
I mean, that's the thing that women don't do in our
So like, I
society.
had only a 4 or 5 days thing, and I wanted to have like a bachelorette party with my friends, and then I don't think I can do that. That's fun and everything, but that doesn't cleanse me in a way that I want to. So I was alone. I asked everybody if somebody wants to do it, and then I was like, I know I'm capable enough to do it, but just for the sake, I know like घर पे सब budget रहता है because it's wedding and everything. I was like, I have to go. My mom was like super pissed and all. She's like, what happens? Something happens. If something happens, that's on me. Something, I want something to happen. That's why I'm going there. So I was really disappointed that I didn't find any slot with IndiaHikes. Totally. Because IndiaHikes had the same batch. They were just one day behind us. So they were coming down, we were going up. And just seeing IndiaHikes there, that was a little disappointment because I didn't get to go through them. But it was fun at the end. Our trek leader was nice.
Sorry?
The trek leader was nice when we did the THR. So totally shivering. I'm so sorry. Thank you.
It's okay. Yeah, but
She didn't talk about hobbies.
Because honestly, I cannot think. My hobbies are doing anything and everything that's crazy. I mean, you tell me this is crazy, I'll do it. Anything that gets my adrenaline going, I'll do it. Other than that, I write anonymously. I'm a very shy person as such. I know I might come out with like, she's not introvert, but I'm totally introvert. Only it's this community that I'm like, कुछ भी बोल दो सब चलेगा. But back my home, I would avoid talking to people and everything because I know they don't understand anything. Yeah, so.
I think it's there with all of us.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So in my last segment, I told everyone introverted, lucky to me. I was like, dude, that's what I'm trying to say. Here, I just, I feel like in the right place.
Yeah.
So,
I'll just cut through one.
Very good IndiaHikes right now. Did you go through that Zoom call, the Google Meet before the start of the trip with Pratima? No. You didn't have? Was never an issue. Okay. But we have that, so probably for this group it was not there. But anyways, basically I wanted to speak about that the briefing will be covered through our 4 pillars. So why we talk about our 4 pillars? Because as you said, Naveen, that the organization, our IndiaHikes, we stand on these 4 pillars and these 4 values. We will be talking about these things one by one. So our first pillar we talk about is Wikipedia. So what is Wikipedia? Basically is information. I'm going to ask you this question. Let us suppose 10 years ago or 15 years ago, if you wanted to go for a trek, what would you need? And what are the difficulties you would have faced at that time?
First of all, lack of information, lack of trained professionals and trained guides,
because phones and all were not there.
and in access there were no proper equipments like today. We have Decathlon like stores where you can go to a single shop and then purchase everything that we require. At that time, we will have to run helter-skelter to actually organize all those equipments that are essential for us to enable us to do any trek.
Yeah. I think you hit the right spot. It basically is information, as you said, sir. So let me tell you a story. And this is the story of IndiaHikes. So our founder, Mr. Arjun Majumdar, you know our founder, right? He has been trekking since the age of 14 years. Okay. And over the period of time, after going through all these treks, just like how you shared your story of going for the first time, or you shared about your trekking journey, that how good it feels. Even he felt so good about going on all these treks, and he used to just go and talk about these things with his friends. And all of his friends and the circle people, they always used to talk about that, wow, you are doing such a great thing. Okay. And during one of these treks, they were all were sleeping in this tent. And then one of his friends asked that, Arjun, you are doing such a beautiful work. But see, this trek is such a good thing, but why not everyone can do this trek? And this question actually hit deeply Mr. Arjun Majumdar. And he understood that there is a deep underlying factor because of which that people cannot experience this beautiful activity, and that was the lack of information. which was not there back in 2000, 2005. Very few people only used to trek, and those people would also not share these informations. These information would usually come in the form of blogs, okay, but information is something else. So what he did was, he chose one of the most beautiful trek of, we call it within India, but when I went on to that trek, I felt that there is nothing as pretty and as beautiful as that particular trek. Can anybody guess that trek?
Valley of Flower.
Valley of Flowers?
Rupkund.
That is Rupkund. That is a crazy, beautiful trek. Okay. And he chose that one, and what he did was, he took a local guide and he went along on this trek. He came back and he narrated the whole story in the form of a documentation. Okay. So what is a documentation? What is the difference between a blog and a documentation?
It's a written form of explanation of your journey.
Information like about the entire terrain and all that. A blog
Exactly.
would cover all that, those
What is a
aspects.
blog?
That's a superficial.
Yeah. Blog is basically your experience, right?
Yeah.
What did you feel? Okay. But documentation is something where you have information, like what she said. And his documentation was so detailed that he mentioned each and every information, whether it's where you're going to take a turn, what you will see there, where is the point where you can actually sit and see the sunset, the best sunset where you can actually contemplate and think about your life itself. Who will write these informations? And this information, this documentation was so detailed that it went into 1, 2, 3 pages, 20 pages for almost 8,000 words. And it was so detailed that you can actually read that documentation and you can actually walk on that trail as if you are holding hands of guide. Such detailed information was there in this documentation, and he mentioned all this information in one of the forums at that time, IndiaHikes.com. That was an open forum where you can go and access the information, and that information got viral overnight. And he had mentioned everything. Everything means the name of the porters, name of the guides, name of the all those people who, like you were talking about, what all things might be required, whom to contact, guides, porters, everything. A glimpses of that is being posted over there. This is where the second poster you see. This is where the IndiaHikes story starts. Okay. So this is how this information was shared, and suddenly he realized that people actually require information, and this was such a good thing to start off with, because he believed that everybody must trek, and this is what even we at IndiaHikes believe. I'll be talking about why everybody must trek. So once he shared this information, he realized that okay, we have to go further, and that's how the journey began. Today, since that first documentation, today it's almost 242 documented treks that we have within our website, and there are more than 780 articles dedicatedly written for trekking, and this is huge. And that is why sometimes we actually blabber, or sometimes we call ourselves that we don't go for information in the Google. Probably Google comes to us for information related to trekking. You live in a Google, right? So yeah, this is the thing. So yeah, so trekking and documentation, this is what we are building in. We are actually building a community. And this community, now you are also part of it. So whether it comes related to information, as you have trekked with us, now whether you are going to trek with us, you are also a part of it, where you also play a role in this documentation. So wherever you are, wherever you go, if you have any information related to any treks or any trail that is around you, you can actually document that trek that we will be talking about during this trek itself. And you can also contribute in this big process that we are on. Because even today people fear from going mountains. This is also a sad reality. Okay, people still fear of doing treks and doing this activity which you have already done it. That's why you are not able to connect with people. Okay, but there will be a day when everybody will actually experience it, and this is what we dream of in the future, that everybody must trek. So coming to information, so we will be walking onto this trail. Our first day will be Nayata. Okay. Okay. Just can you share what itinerary you have been given with? Just mentally share it. First is Gui.
First is this one.
Then Chilapada, third is Nayata, and then returning.
Yeah,
Okay.
same thing.
Yeah. So there has been a change in the itinerary because the Gui campsite, the water source has actually dried up. So that's why what we now do is we start our trek from Nayata. Actually, we always used to keep the most beautiful full campsite and the trail on the last day. But because the first campsite, the water has dried up, so we are starting our trail with Nayata. Now here's the surprise for all of you. Okay, so again, that is again coming with a question mark because tomorrow one of our team members is actually going up. We are going to open up a new campsite, and the name of that campsite is Devkund. Since very long time, we were actually thinking of like bringing up that extra campsite where we can have a sunset or a different view that we used to see what we are seeing right now. And it has been done. We have opened the trail, but there is just one glitch in that there was a water source which was like not that thick. Water source was there. So we are sending one of our team members to identify whether that water source is still there. And based on that, tomorrow we will decide that day after tomorrow whether we will go to Devkund or not. So if at all Devkund is a possibility, by tomorrow evening we will come to know. Otherwise, we will be going by first day we will have Nayata. Second day we will go to Chilapada. And from Chilapada we will go to the summit. And we will again come back to Chilapada. And we, on the last day, we will come down through Gui to our base camp once again.
But then we won't stay at Gui then.
Sorry?
We won't stay at Gui.
No. Gui, actually the thing is there is the water where we used to camp is already dried up. So there is no point in staying over there. Okay. So all our teams which have gone in the last 3-4 weeks, they have been going in this itinerary itself.
Where is Devkund?
Devkund is not there. That's why.
No. I mean where
No,
would
like
it be?
on the map.
Okay, so I'll give you the second itinerary. The first one is Nayata. From Nayata, we will go to Dayara Bugyal, and from Bugyal, in the back side of this Bugyal is the Devkund campsite, which is not being shown here.
Okay, it's even far.
Yes.
Yes.
We don't go to Chilapada and then we go to Devkund if it is there. If it opens, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So from Devkund, we will do the summit, and we will again go to our Dayara Bugyal, and then finally we will go to Chilapada. And on the last day, we will be coming back through Chilapada to this place. Okay. So I'm just letting you these two itineraries, but everything depends on the team member who is going up to check the water source there at Devkund. Okay. But if it happens, then probably you are going to rewrite the history of Dayara Bugyal. Okay.
A quick question. I don't know how feasible that is. So even if there is no water source, can you still go to Dayara Bugyal and just see that campsite and come back? Or is it too far?
Yeah, it's visible. It's visible, but it's visible from the summit. So you will be able to see on the third day. Okay. When we will be going on.
She's asking even without water.
So if
Can
around
you go
this time,
there?
No, that is not possible.
we cannot go and
Yeah,
come back.
because that is like 2-kilometer detour and it will be really long. We will be discussing about various aspects of trekking during the trail itself when Ayushi will be walking with you. So the whole and sole purpose of this information is to make you confident enough so that you can plan a trek by yourself. Okay. I hope all of you have downloaded that Gaia app.
Yeah.
And you have a GPS file of our
Dayara Bugyal.
Right now we don't have a GPX file of this particular trail, okay, where you might head, but it's a good chance and time for you so that you can make a fresh trail for this route itself. Okay. So yeah, coming back to the story of route code and IndiaHikes, I'm coming to our second pillar. The second pillar is green trails. So as you know that when we started trekking and when this route code became really famous, over the period of time, a lot of people started getting into the mountains. More information, more awareness. More and more people started going to the mountain. And apart from people, there is one peculiar thing also started coming into the mountains. Do you know what is this?
Waste.
Waste. What do you think?
I don't know, I cannot think much.
It's actually waste, trash, which actually do not belong to the mountains. But this was sad and it was happening. On one particular day in Rupkund, in one of those campsites named Bugyal, there used to be at least 2,000 people. And the amount of garbage that used to get generated, like, so you all only said that you want to see that green meadows, right? Even if there is a green meadow full of plastics, how will you imagine that place to be? And at the end of the day, it's just not that plastic is over there. Like what damage it is creating in this particular ecosystem is scary. Because for other places in the plains, I'm not going to compare, but this ecosystem is fragile. We have got our municipal systems and other various systems back in our cities and towns, but over here in the mountains, there is literally no one. And this is something that provoked us. And that's why in 2014 we came up with this initiative that is known as Green Trails. Does anyone of you know the objective of Green Trails?
Basically, we as a trekker, we are imbibed with the responsibility to make the leave the trail clean as we proceed. So with the bags we are being provided, whatever like plastic or paper waste, even if it's glass or tin cans.
Yeah.
So whatever comes in our way, we must take the initiative to like put it in our bag and return it to the next campsite and then segregate it as per the material it is, so that it can be like sustainably recycled or maybe dumped in the sea.
Basically, yes. Our core value is, the objective is to leave the mountains in a better condition than we actually found it. Leaving better, what does this mean? As you know, I have told you in the start itself that while you are going, either way we are not leaving any traces. You are taking your waste back to the cities. But leaving better is going one step further. So when you are walking in the mountains, there are like some people who are not aware enough or who are yet to understand the sad reality. We are picking up their trash, keeping it in one of these, we call it as magic bag. And why this is a magic bag, I will just let you know. You know what is this? The name? It's an eco bag. It's kept on your bed. Okay. So tomorrow morning we will be tying it around our waist. And so whatever waste, whatever plastic, anything that is lying around on the trail, you have to do three most difficult steps of your life. One is looking at that waste. Second is actually going towards it. And then keeping that waste inside you. Just the three most difficult part you have to do. Why this is a magic bag? Because this small bag, with the help of this small bag, we have been able to collect almost 85,000 kgs of waste in the last 3 years from all our treks. So we document the collection of all our treks, and we actually show this to our local government and everyone, like what is happening and how we are doing our work. Yes, we are proud of collecting those 85,000 kgs, but it is also a sad reality. Because does this actually belong to the mountains? No. No. Where does it belong to?
The trash bag.
Yes, of course, the trash bag.
Cities.
In the cities. In the cities.
Where it can be properly
Yeah, where it can be recycled or.
We have to get this eco bag at the base camp.
Yeah.
Where do you think this waste belongs to?
Recycle factories.
Actually, it doesn't belong anywhere.
Yeah.
Doesn't belong.
Even if it is going to a recycle factory, okay, some part of it is going, but where is the rest of it going across?
It's just landing in that part and staying
Yeah.
there.
See all these, what is happening to our ocean, what is happening to our rivers, what is happening to our cities. Cities is also the place we are living. We are thinking our
Cities are completely destroyed
Yeah.
these
We
days.
don't think our cities as our homes. We think that our cities are like the mountains are beautiful, but our cities are like dumping zones. Why have we started thinking like that? Again, a lot of it comes from awareness. So we will be talking about the green trails in detail, where we will take these practices not only in the mountains, we will be going to take back into our lifestyles. Well, so just to facilitate that, Ayushi will be taking on various activities during the trail. And within IndiaHikes, we have come up with Golden 6 practices through which we do our green trail. We follow our green trails values. Those 6 Golden 6 are printed over here. Again, we will go in detail like later, because it's already it's going to be our dinner time now.
Yeah. Whoever's bag weighs the highest will get 50% off in next track. And you should start doing that. Right? People will not focus on the nature, they'll focus on getting.
No, I don't think it's so much. Because you're not.
Better own trash.
How about you? Okay, so within our team, we have certain expectations. It becomes rhetorical to just talk about it, but we have to bring it into our practices. So that we have come up with certain do's and don'ts when it comes to green trails. The first thing is it's related with saving water. I have already told you that we have a water contraption system. So please use it properly. Do not use the water directly, because as you know, with this water system, we have been able to save 50 to 60% of water wastage across the slopes. Second thing is food wastage. Please ensure that you take small quantities, and if you you will get as many servings as possible, but just ensure that you do not waste food, because taking food over there and cooking the food in that inhospitable condition is a big task for all of us. So be a little more considerate, and also maintain the timing of the food, because the food gets cold in no time. So if you come by your own time, it's actually a disrespect for people who are actually waking up like 2-3 hours before us and then sleeping after once we all are done with our food, and working in that cold condition with cold hands is total disrespect for all the team members who are working there. Definitely you have shared the food is great, the food is good. Okay, so those of you who are expecting that you will lose weight, just forget about it. You're actually going to gain weight during the trek. But at the same time, please ensure there is no food wastage. You will be getting warm water, but again, understand that you have come for a trek. It's something that we don't believe that you're going on a luxury trip. Okay? Because this is the time for you to understand what human body can undertake and undergo. And I'm telling you, we are much more stronger than how you anticipate and believe. So, with regards to warm water, I'll just say that in the mornings and the evenings, you will be getting warm water, but also ensure that there is no wastage of warm water. Okay? Any one of you, if at all you are having sore throat or any medical issues, then we will be giving you warm water as per requirement. But at the same time, do not approach the kitchen staff directly. You have to approach the trek leader only. Okay? Is that clear with everyone?
Yeah.
Yes.
Great. On the trail, you have to ensure, you have to ask the trek leader and the guide where to go for peeing or pooping. Okay? The reason is? The reason?
Safety.
Safety. Okay, so basically the thing is that there are many water sources. One water source is the one that you see, and the other ones are the ones where, like, if there is a sudden rain, then things come down. Okay? And the water source that is over there on top is the thing that actually comes into our water system over here. So peeing over there means drinking over here. It means the karma has the cycle. Okay, nobody laughs, sorry.
I remember that Bajrangi Bhajan.
So yeah, that's why guide and trick leader will tell you where to exactly do it. Okay? And no music on the trail, whether it's your earphone or Bluetooth speaker. The reason being,
Enjoying the nature.
How is it?
It's what?
you can enjoy in your home, in your, I don't know where all you party. This is a place where you connect with nature, the wind, the birds, the leaves. Probably that sound can influence you a lot. Then actually the sound which is so artificial, and then you have enough time back into your city. Please use these 4 days to actually connect with nature. And then please, again, we have a smaller group, but at the same time, do not shout onto the trail or at any place. Definitely, we will get excited at many of the places, but again, shouting will just let all the birds and nearby, like whatever is there, they will just fly away. So be silent and then soak as much as you can. Okay? And this is the very reason we all are here, right? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yeah. So we will enjoy the trail. So this is about our green trails. It's 7:30 now. We will have our dinner. Okay. And immediately after the dinner, we will go into our room. Okay. The Bandar Pooch. Not the Bandar Pooch. The second one is Gangotri, right? So we will be there, and I'll continue this briefing for our medicals and backpacking. Okay? Is that okay with everyone?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. There will be many touching points on the trek. So basically, those points we call as Insta points. Yeah, if you're into Instagram or not. So basically, the thing is that we actually want to save your batteries. So the moment you start, you feel like, okay, click here, click here, click here, click here. But we actually know which are the points where actually your job will be drawn. Okay? So that you can save the battery till the 4th day. So you can ask the trek leader, okay, where's the next point, and we'll let you know. Along with it, there are resting points where we will all sit, take rest, and then move forward. Okay? So tonight itself you have to download Gaia app if at all anyone of you is still missed out. Okay? And if I think with Apple there is some issue, so please check before you leave.
Not able to use it.
Oh,
So I downloaded the app, but I was not able to see the Dayara Bugyal map.
location on
Okay.
Ratnapatta.
What is the process I need to follow?
Okay, Ayushi will actually guide you with this thing. You just download the Gaia app. Yeah, the GPX file, I will send one of, I think it's a new trail, so new trail we will probably be making, but how to use the app and file, Ayushi will be telling you. After reaching the campsite, as I told, as you asked, we will pitch our camp, then we have our stretchings, then in most of the campsites we have our welcome drinks, and then we have our lunch. So on certain days we have hot lunch that we get after reaching the campsite, and on certain days we have packed lunch. So I hope all of you are carrying your cutleries. Okay? So everything we will be telling you during the trek itself. Okay? So, and last but not the least, which I should not miss out, it's regarding the punctuality. Our team is a small one, so our expectation is a little higher. That even being a small team, if we are late because of one person, it's again a disrespect for the whole team itself. It will be cold at some days where we will be assembling, but because of one person, things get delayed. We will miss out on certain activities because of which we are here. So ensure that if somebody is studying with something, you want to get some help, please help each other. But at the same time, you also have to be a little more careful because now of the COVID situation. I understand that all of you have brought your COVID negative certificate, but again, we do not depend totally on it, right? So we will be together, but at the same time, we will be a little more careful with how we all are together. But at the same time, we will ensure that this team of 7 people who have come from different part of the country who are in a different group, but we all will go as a family. This is something that we assure as IndiaHikes. So, yeah, that's it for right now. Immediately we'll have dinner and then we'll move to the number 3, the men's room for the second half of our briefing. Okay?
You're audible.
Based on our experience, identified that heat is considered to be high altitude. So what are the things that what happens?
That people can think of.
The
Less oxygen.
So when you say less oxygen, the composition of air of percent of nitrogen. So sea level where we are coming in composition altitude.
Nitrogen level goes up, oxygen drops.
Air get thinner. So percent
Yeah. For the body to do that even while trekking.
So the percentage, surprisingly, it doesn't. Okay.
Everything reduced.
Got it. Yeah.
The percentage of air, it is same whether you are at this level of Mount Everest. Yes. Then as you climb higher and higher, and as the pressure decreases, these oxygen and nitrogen. So that means that used to take oxygen that used to get inside your body and hit the high altitude. But as you know, your body is a certain amount of that high altitude.
Yeah.
So this and this categorized is known as
EMS. I
the
couldn't.
What was the question?
Yeah.
you go into high altitude changes to adapt into
Acclimatization.
okay. Inside your body, a lot of things increases, your blood pressure increases. Okay, changes happen. But for one, and that is okay. So it is said of every high height gain, then as per international, unfortunately in the Himalayas, and that you don't get a campus or a proper surf in the Himalayas. So 2,000 feet sometimes, and you actually use to force acclimatize, force ascent. So many a times you're actually, and sometimes it doesn't go around. So all these, what are the things that acclimatization? Tell us some of them.
A lot of regular walks,
Taking short steps.
Yes, very good.
and breathing in with proper breath, like the same call the same speed of same, just maintaining that properly.
Okay, yeah. Anybody else? Anything?
I mean, diet and all factor in, right?
Sorry.
To eat.
Okay.
Not eating unhealthy food,
I guess.
and not taking shower is also.
Shower, really? Not really. Is shower temperature. So sometimes you get, but apart from it,
You have to maintain the body temperature warm.
so I'll natural methods. Okay. One is walking at your own pace. Means that you don't have to rush very fast. So if Aditi is it, you don't have. This is her natural pace. Is you that if you don't, and you are going in a natural, so you have to maintain that sufficient time to after gaining. Okay. The second, so when it gets when the sun goes down, temperature. So that till the time you are just one masti chal raha hai, feeling so cold because once as well, it takes generate that heat. So after you will be told layers, and apart from it, it's a good habit. It doesn't helps you in acclimating. Water helps you body physiological functioning. So many changes. Drink 5 liters of water. It will help you acclimatize, change that idea. Now you drink as so like whenever you feel like how to check daily basis.
2 to 3 liters a minute.
How do you know, right? It's
You might feel dehydrated.
I'll tell whenever you pee, any change in your pee, you need water.
yeah.
Just because that is the first the body is dehydrating.
Yeah.
Lips will become dry.
Yeah.
Okay, and then you're dry up. Don't let. Okay, so color, go and drink them. Okay, the natural methods. Okay. Sometimes not everything. Okay. Your body is not. Then it undergoes certain. Okay, certain. So, do you know what are the repercussions acclimatizing headache into one particular of that sickness?
EMS. Mountain sickness.
What are the symptoms of
Hallucination,
Loss of
dizziness.
appetite. Short.
Loss of memory.
no, actually,
Loss of breath.
in C that goes beyond AMS. Tell you one and me because you have to remember that. One it starts with headache,
Headache.
nausea. You feel like vomiting sensation. 3 is lack of. You don't feel like eating. Is sleeplessness. To sleep at night, and now tiredness. Okay, you feel so tired. So can I repeat that once again?
Headache.
Number two,
Nausea.
Loss of appetite.
Loss of
Sleeplessness.
yeah, sadness. Please remember the thing is that you will changes and you have symptoms and signs. So there are some side, those are that is high altitude pulmonary cerebral edema. So there is a fluid. So in those situations, memory case, and then memory edema where the fluid. But again, rarely and this particular track. Situations which are very rare. Basing you know about this thing from a high altitude trekker, you should talk with you about to acclimatize, known as non-natural way. So I hope you
Diamox.
in that Diamox.
I've not taken it, but I have.
Yeah, me too.
Okay.
So-
Okay. So for this particular too much height altitude trek, we are not recommending. But during the trek time, we feel that medication, go for it. There are certain do's and don'ts that regards to safety. Number one is no. Okay. Can you tell no self-medication?
Medication means basically
Exactly. Yeah.
okay.
If it's a
So,
reaction
there could
to
be any
the-
citizens might react differently.
Okay.
Or maybe the symptoms so other person doesn't.
So today, and you took one tomorrow morning, what you feel like eating? Then you feeling a little nauseating. And I give you another. Now the thing is that there was night and today because of that tablet, and by the time it has undergone a lot of change because of that. Instead, I was supposed to. You're getting my point. Of vital. So at the time is whatever the situation. रात के 3 बजे to 8:10, whatever your problem is. But don't come with your family problems. Okay? Can I get a yes? All right. Thank you. Any symptoms? Yes. Like both are traveling together separately, right? If you see that, or if at all he is not coming, not eaten food, different from the previous to me, because for yourself, this is also a team. Okay? So we are going anytime. Okay? बैठ करके struggle कर रहे हो और आप just walking out. That's what we have. Are situations which might arise, but as I all prepared for it, as I already told that we, apart from it, carry with us. We have just got all required medicine high altitude. We are connected with. We have got stretchers and as well as there are techniques that we know and see arises. You know all of these things, aware and we are prepared for any kind of. Yeah, consider still there are which you might be. So the first, your blood pressure, the permissible limit. I'll be coming the reading at 6:30 is your tea time itself. So tea simultaneously, if at all it is permissible limit, then we'll have. Okay. Thing is higher, it means that it will after reaching the campsite. Pulse oximeter, if at all this is consistent reading, and if you consistently, then again on that. Okay. Now, so there is timing that the groups follow. At all, there is one person who behind the whole group. So there are two like goal team. Okay, and all of you you have prepared for the trek. Third point will not arise. Number 4 is related with drinking. So smoking is not allowed on the trek. The trekker will immediately means that you trek with IndiaHikes. I want to exaggerate this point that you are not going to do this. Number 5, we all trek leaders that if anybody asks that, then that person will. Now you are laughing. Okay.
I guess this was made up.
Okay. Basic that you have come here to enjoy. Constantly asking that kitna you are struggling with the trek. We don't want that to happen. Even if you are struggling, we will find out some other enjoy the trek. Okay. How many of you are? Okay. Having dry toilets really.
My phone is with me.
So we are having so that you should be carrying your tissue papers.
Yeah.
The